This is an interview with thinker and philosopher Anand S. Shastri from Varanasi, India, taken by myself, Jason Deyo. This is on the various problems, questions, and doubts faced and raised by Western seekers, students, and common men at large. Anand Shastriji, I would like to welcome you. Namaste to you.
Thank you, Jason.
Shastriji, you point out that humans are essentially animals without being injected with spiritual truth and knowledge and love. And you point out that that comes from the primary source of this is the mother and father. So today in the West, today in America, where half of all the marriages in this country end in divorce, and millions of children are born to unwed mothers. I have a question about our sexual nature. How do we come to terms with our sexual nature in a spiritual way? It seems this is information we need a great deal of in this society of divorce, because without the capacity of the joint family to pass on the knowledge to the children, the love, the wisdom, my question is, how should we understand our sexual nature? And how can we use spiritual wisdom to achieve a healthy sexual life?
First, let us understand the purpose of sexual pleasure in human life. Are we here only to have that sexual pleasure as much as possible, in as many ways as possible? Is it the purpose of sexual pleasure? When we see from the eyes of wisdom, we find that the purpose of sexual pleasure is reproduction, yani producing the children. That is the main purpose of sexual pleasure. Other than that, if we are using it, we are not understanding the purpose of this very, very uncomparable pleasure. It cannot be compared with anything. Here what has happened now, we have no higher goals in life. We do not understand that there is any pleasure superior to sex pleasure. We do not have any idea about that. If we would have any idea about that higher pleasure, then we would have gone for that and not only just fall victim to this sexual pleasure. Because it is what it is said that as much you will take sexual pleasure, so much the desire for it will go on increasing. It cannot be satisfied. For the moment it gets satisfied and again it erupts. Therefore, this pleasure is not for just enjoying. Its main purpose is what? Reproduction, producing children. That is the positive purpose of the sexual pleasure. And then one has to divert his attention or her attention from that pleasure. Your attention will be diverted automatically because anything in excess when you do, it will damage. Anything in excess, extremist thought, extremist activity, extremist behavior, all will land you in problems. So if there is excess of sex in life, that will land you in problems, many times of mental and physical. Therefore, here or anywhere in the world you can say, we have thought that why we are born to earn money, accumulate comforts and enjoy the pleasures. Above this, we are not thinking anything about spiritual life or God or anything. That is all very secondary things. Primary thing, earning money, accumulating comforts, enjoying the pleasures, all kinds of pleasures. And that too without understanding our limitations. Everyone has limit, how much he can take. And we are just going out of limit. When you go out of limit, you explode because body will not contain it. The mind will not contain it. It will explode. Then it will go for psychic diseases, many types of physical diseases, stress, sometimes depression. You have enjoyed sexual pleasure and then you are unable to enjoy it. That takes down the manas, mind. Because you have this much of span of time and this much of pleasures you have. In this span of time, you have to divide it that how much pleasure I have to take gradually. If you take this much of pleasure in this much of time, this much of gap came here, then you will be unable to take any pleasure. Then that position is more dangerous for mind. Then it will land you in a kind of melancholy, a kind of disinterest in things. You will lose the enthusiasm from inside for living. So sexuality should be controlled in a way that we are to understand it first intellectually. In woman and man both should understand that this is not only the pleasure of the human life, there are higher pleasures also. We should search for that. And when you come in true love with anyone, male and female, wife and husband, then you will be sleeping side by side, talking and everything. You will not have any sex. Because the divine love is water and sex is a fire. Desire of sex is fire. How it could be extinguished with the water of that pure love? When it is poured on manas, then that fire is cool and calm. You are not. And the pure love which we call the life, which we call the God, love is God. That which kind of love is God? Which is above physical attraction, beyond physical attraction. That is pure love. When you have that, then you will not go for sex every now and then. The desire, that fire will be extinguished, calm.